Wash Reviews, where today we are in a Subaru WRX STI. And although STI might usually be a little bit unpleasant, this one is not. This thing is a hell of a lot of fun on the back road here, and 6-speed manual, all-wheel drive. We got a 2.5 liter EJ turbo up front. Mate, this old platform may be getting on in age, but man, is it good. These vehicles are only available in the STI as a 6-speed manual, and anytime manufacturers go that far to only offer them as manuals, I absolutely love it, because this is how this car needs to be. It's how you got to drive it. This thing is so connective, and it really does just bring punchy, usable power. And around this back road, man, it is just an absolute blast to carve it up. Now, WRX has been around for a very long time. And, you know, these cars are still being made today, which is awesome. And although they haven't really changed the platform all that much, you don't really need to fix what's not broken. And I'm actually kind of glad Subaru has left it alone for this long, because there really isn't anything on the market that can give you this kind of connectivity that's brand new, 6-speed manual, turbocharged, all-wheel drive, a lot of fun. The Evo's dead, unfortunately, and that was really its only competitor. Other cars you could say did compete with this thing and still do would be like the Golf R, you know, the i30N, the Civic Type R, even the Ford Focus RS, which unfortunately is on its way out. Now, a lot of those cars, besides the Focus RS, all have a different platform. They're either front-wheel drive or they're only automatics. And, you know, really, you want that manual, you want that connectivity, and although this is an old platform, it's bloody good. Now let's talk about what is under that bonnet, because, well, it's a bit of a dinosaur. Under the bonnet, we've got that prehistoric EJ257, and you know, it's a 2.5 liter flat 4 turbocharged engine. You know, the old girl is getting on. This thing was first shown in 2004. The 6-speed manual was shown in 2008. You know, the internals of this car have not been changed in a long time, but they do the job. And in 2022, I actually really find it refreshing to be in a modern car, this being in 2019, and have these older school, just analytic controls. It just feels retro, but in a modern package still. You know what else came out in 2004? Facebook. Yeah, that old. Like, I'm telling you, the last time I went to a Subaru dealership, I felt like I was entering Jurassic Park. The EJ puts out 310 horsepower, about 222 kilowatts of power, about 407 newton meters. So it's not insane, but it is very usable power. And in the 6-speed manual, with the boost it has, it's punchy. And man, once you start building the RPMs here, pushing that boost up, this thing does motor, it really does. One of the best things that really strikes me with this car is that I've been in a couple of WRXs, even of this generation, and the STI, it really does drive like a much better car. You know, of course it is going to be the best version of it, but it's far superior. You know, there's no rev hang. You know, the WRX kind of gives you a little bit of rev hang. This STI eliminates that. It's got that hydraulic steering still, so, you know, even though it's all-wheel drive, it really does handle extremely well. You don't really have much of that understeer I kind of felt in the WRX. Still a little bit there when you're really pushing this car, but you can adjust that center differential again, which is great. So you can put it a little bit more rear-wheel drive bias, front-wheel drive bias, depending on what kind of scenario you're in. Now, just before we continue with this WRX STI review, guys, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button and hit the bell notifications so you get updated on all our weekly uploads. And mate, this thing might be a bit of a dinosaur, but holy, it's quick on this back road. Now, brand new, one of these would have set you back about $60,000 here in Australia. And today, if you want to buy one, it's still going to be around that $40,000 to $60,000, unfortunately. And, you know, obviously COVID is a little bit expensive. This particular car is for sale at Car Giant WA, so huge thank you to them for allowing us to take this out. If you guys are interested, a link will be in the description below. Make sure you check them out because, yeah, this thing drives bloody nice. Now, visually, guys, this Subaru WRX STI, it's kind of one of those, like, ugly cars, but it is good looking at the same time. Like, you can't really compare this thing to, like, an Aston Martin or something, but at the same time, I do like it. You know, you got a lot of stuff going on at the front. Thankfully, though, like, all these vents are actually functioning, even though this one is, like, 90% covered. It does have a small opening in there. You got your big scoop up the front here on the bonnet, which is very cool and in your face. It's aggressive, but I like it. You got these nice wheels down here as well. They're only 18-inch in size. They're 245s, but they look pretty good. I'm not sure if this paint color is factory, but you do have these factory STI brakes behind them, and they're done in this cool kind of yellowy green color, which I do believe was factory. And just coming down to the rear, you got the big wing, and you gotta love a big wing. This thing is pretty damn cool. You know, you've got your STI badge down there, done in this very pinkish color, because where they build this STI, just outside the factory, that is the color of the cherry blossoms, which is kind of a cool little fact. Diffuser down here, you know, I do like that kind of reflector down the middle there. That's cool, very race car-ish. This particular one does have an aftermarket exhaust system, which I think you definitely should get. If you're gonna get this car, have a listen. Now inside this STI, it actually does feel relatively modern in here. You have that STI, nice seats here. You got Alcantara leather on the outskirts here. They're not particularly bolstered, but they're comfortable. 6-speed manual, very cool to see. You know, you've got physical handbrake. And that's the best part of this car, is all the analog stuff. You actually do have a pretty good infotainment system here. You know, it's not that laggy. It's pretty responsive. Satellite navigation, Bluetooth audio, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You know, you've got your standard gauges in here, which do look pretty flash. I don't mind them at all. Nice flat bottom STI branded steering wheel, which feels pretty good. It's not bad, really. This car, you know, you've got a little boost gauge up there that's electronic. It's pretty cool in here. Now, let's find out what this thing will do. 0 to 100. It's claimed at 5.2 seconds. Let's see if we can beat that. Here we are. We've reset the Dragy. No launch control in this vehicle, so go, go, go. And, mate, unfortunately no launch control, so it is a bit of a here and go to try and actually launch this thing on the pavement. Definitely was kind of designed, you know, for off-road rallying, but, mate, let's have a look. That felt pretty damn quick. 0 to 100 there was in 7.6 seconds, unfortunately. You know, look, you could spend a lot of time here trying to perfect it and get this time down, but it really is just that initial launch trying to balance this thing because, you know, you got a lot of pressure going into all 4 wheels here and you don't really want to break anything, but mate, when this thing is moving, that's really where you feel that speed, and it is pretty quick. This is really making me miss the Evo, and you know, I've previously reviewed the last gen Evo in the manual, and I absolutely love that car. It's so fun to drive, so good on the back road as well, and I honestly didn't think this was going to come anywhere close to that Evo, and it has, surprisingly enough.
So in conclusion, this V8 WRX STI is everything car enthusiasts grew up loving about cars. It's mechanical, it has emotion, it takes actual skill to drive it, and gives you all of this in a new modern package, minus the new modern engine and drivetrain. And you know what? Here in 2022 now, with electric this and hybrid that, this STI has to be one of the best damn driver's cars still left out on the road. Thanks for watching.